What's up, guys? Today is day number...
A few moments later.
What day is today? Today is day number 36. I hope it's 36. What's up, guys? Today is day number 36. Recently, I got a message from chess.com. We have been refunded the points. That's official. Birdmaster has gotten his points. We are now up to 1494. It's time to get going. It's time to go. Let's lower the volume. Let's get it done. 1495, excuse me. We're 1495 here. People have been asking for Alekines a lot, so we'll play Alekines. And yeah, everything is looking fine. Everything is looking good. Knight c3. Knight c3 is a word move. We can just play d5. This is going to transpose into a Scandinavian. Could have also played e5 and gone into a Vienna, or d6 and gone into a Perk. Even maybe e6 and gone into a French, but that would have been a bit quixotic, a bit overly idealistic. Push the knight around. Who are we playing? Three-limb Garak. What's up with that photo? Is that Frankenstein? Is that Frankenstein? I hope I'm not offending him. If he's not Frankenstein, my dearest apologies, sir. Your photo really does paint a depiction of Frankenstein. Yeah, I mean, basic stuff. We're just going to get developed. Push their knight around. I'm not actually sure why did I not just take the pawn. What was I thinking? Why did I not take the pawn? All right, he's going for some tricks, but yeah, this shouldn't really do anything. We could take with the queen. We could also take with the pawn. I like taking with the pawn. It makes the structure very weird. These pawns are not in themselves anything really to worry about here. We have a nice window into the white king side. Knight c6. Defending everything. I had a really stressful day, honestly. I had to get home in time for a lesson, and it was really, really a struggle. I pretty much had to run through half of the city because my phone's signal was not working, so I was not able to call an Uber. And effectively, I had to like fast-paced walk / run for literally like 4 miles. Not the funnest experience, but I'm back. I made it in time for my chess lesson, and long story short, everyone got taught chess. Nothing was the matter. Yeah, honestly, I find this position relatively boring. I'm really looking forward to the bird games. These games with black, they're sort of like place markers, right? They're just placeholders. Not place markers, placeholders. And, you know, we're just waiting it out. We're seeing what they're up to. I mean, I really like this, though. Normally, when you got the right angle triangle here, the double pawns are not a problem at all. Let's play knight b4. If he takes, knight c2 is a big problem. He plays queen b5, we have bishop d7. He's got some issues here. Queen b5, well, bishop d7. Even if he had played queen c4, I think b5 would have been a good move, because then I can get my bishop out with the tempo and quickly bring the rook in. That could have been good. Queen c4, okay, the game is completely over here. It's time to go.
Has to leave.
Time to go!
Match of the day. Why you? No, don't
It's
interrupt.
time to go!
Don't interrupt me.
It's time to pack it up.
It's time to go!
Don't interrupt. Look at you. Can't even
It's time
speak.
to go!
You can't even speak before.
He's 3-0 down. Knight c2, come on. Come on, this has to be over. Nice. We're 1500. 1503, everybody. 1503. It's time to go.
It's time to go!
All right, knight f3, knight c6. Bishop c4, let's play knight f6. If they play knight g5, we have d5. This is normal theory. Playing jigsaw GG. What type of puzzle is he talking about? d3. I've been liking this d5 move a lot. Objectively speaking, it's slightly incorrect, but it's a way to immediately release the tension, and you get some interesting positions. You get some very interesting positions. I recently had this in a game against this English IM named Simon Ansell, in a video that will precede this one. It hasn't been released yet at the time of the recording of this video, but I think it's going to be day 38 to 3000. Anyway, I play this against him. Nice fellow. Rook e1, Play knight b6. Let's castle. Knight e4. Okay, time to play knight b6 here. Bishop b3, we could play bishop g4. It's time to go. Yeah, he has not played this the proper way, and understandably so. He's supposed to play rook e1 and then after f6, quickly break with d4. Bishop b3, let's play bishop g4. Pressure is starting to mount here. I have ideas of bishop f3 and knight d4. I also have even ideas of knight d4 immediately. Lots of ideas currently in the pipeline. a3, well, a3 should not work. Knight d4 is extremely strong now. I'm threatening to ruin his structure here. I'm also threatening to ruin his structure there. Too many ruinous structures could appear. He's in trouble. I'd love to play f5 here, but for the moment I'm pinned, which is a nuisance. So I really like this. I want to take, but make sure that he takes with the c-pawn, so we're going to chop here first. Knight has to be deflected, and then we can take here. Structure is completely ruined here. This pawn on d3 is extremely weak. We'll play queen d5, quickly load up with rook d8. This d-pawn is a goner. He could try attacking e5, but then I'll play bishop f6, and despite appearances, the bishop is actually quite good on f6. It's defending the e-pawn, and it's lasering in on this d4 square. Let's play rook d8 here. Attacking d3. It's really time to go. I don't know what he's thinking about, but it's time to go. Bishop e3, let's play bishop f6, just laser in on this d4 square. I want to collect on d3, but in a moment where he won't be able to take back on e5. He could try rook c1. I'm realizing now, yeah, rook c1 is a little sneaky. Rook c1, I'll have to play c6. I got to defend this pawn first. We got to maintain the barricades. All right, so if we take, he takes here. I don't really see what I have. There I could play knight d5 and completely ruin his structure. That looks good. That looks very good. He's going to get another pawn, but I'm going to get a pawn here. His structure is completely ruined, and I'm going to be able to unleash the power of the sun with e5, e4 soon enough. So, yeah, I'm quite confident in that position. Of course, he could trade the queens, but then he's just down a pawn. Knight d5. Yeah, assuming the position stays closed, the bishop for the knight should not constitute that much of an advantage, but as we're going to see, diagonals will be open very soon. And that's when the magic is really going to start to happen. Let's take here. So this is a bit tricky. If I play e4, I thought I had e4, but he plays rook e1. It's a little bit messy there. I'm not talking about the soccer player. What are we going to do? Could play rook b8. Yeah, let's play rook b8. I just want to make sure that when I push through e4, it's not being attacked. So I'm trying to push the queen off of this diagonal. Queen goes to a6, then I can finally play e4, rook e1, and then queen d3. I mean, as long as I can play e4, yeah, so now I can play e4, of course. Knight is hit. Dude could try rook e1, I'll play queen d3 though, no problem. Queen d3, knight e5, that's a little sneaky actually. Bro's playing a bit sneaky. Okay, luckily he plays knight e5 first. Queen is very uncomfortably tied to this knight. So we have several moves here. We do need to watch out. Knight d7 is a threat. Let's start with rook c8. Push the queen around a bit. Queen now has two choices between a5 and d6. On d6, I think I have rook d8, knight d7. Things are getting a little spicy. Definitely a little spicy here. I would have loved to pin this way, but of course the rook is covering that square. So we can't do it. We got to go for something else. Queen a5. So here I was thinking queen g5 could be interesting, but the problem with queen g5 is they play knight d7. What are we doing? What is going on here? He has a lot of forks. Look at that. Knight d7, knight g4. A bunch of different forks at the moment. What is going to happen here? Let's play queen d4. Just attacking the knight. Knight d7 no longer possible. He could try knight g4, but I play bishop d8, push the queen around him, then install the bishop on a really good b6 square. Queen is guaranteeing this pawn on a7, which is also important. Yeah, my bishop versus knight, the bishop versus knight imbalance here, combined with the fact that I have a passed e-pawn, should make this position winning if I can just stabilize it. And what do I mean by stabilize it? I mean get my pieces to better scores and also guarantee that this pawn can be defended by its friend on the f-file. It's time to go. Queen a6. Dude is playing, ooh, f5, queen e6 check, a tricky guy. Let's play bishop b6, no more tricks. Also, he was just threatening my rook from the get-go. This pawn is hanging, of course, but just too many big threats have taken priority. We gotta deal with the bigger threats first. We gotta pick up the apples before we can pick up the berries. He should play rook d1 here. Rook d1, hit my queen, and then hopefully at least get his knight to e5. Rook d1 practically traps my queen. Look at that, I have to play queen c4. And yeah, I would allow a queen trade. It would still be comfortable for black, though. Very comfortable. Okay, well, that's going to be extremely bad. This knight is in the firing line. And we have a very simple method to win this type of position. What we're going to do is just trade off the queens. And I'm literally just going to play bully ball with this knight here. I'm just going to team up on it. And it's never going to find any type of a respite. It's never going to find tranquility. It's never going to find rest. Dude is in a lot of trouble here. All right, takes. We're thinking about invading on c2. Material's still technically equal, but I have the bishop versus knight advantage. Also, the 2 extra pawns on the king side. Knight h3. Dude is trying to sneak in to f4. We'll let him sneak, though. I'm busy picking up the pawns. I gotta take these pawns. Man, I am starving, honestly. I have not eaten a real meal today. You guys are gonna get mad at finding out what I've eaten. I went to Outback Steakhouse and I had a bloomin' onion for lunch. I had the classic bloomin' onion. All right, let's play g6 here. I want to put my rook on d3. I need to make sure that this pawn stays protected, though, for the moment. That is a really bad move. You can't be making passive moves like that this late in the game. He's already on the verge of defeat here with this pawn so close to the end zone. Yeah, e3, e2 should just be the end of it. I'm going to play bishop f2 next. He has to play knight h3. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. Dude has to play knight h3, and then I guess he's going to try to get knight to f4. No, this is not going to work. This is definitely not going to work. Knight h3, I'm going to play bishop e3 and try to push my pawn through to g4. Dominate the knight completely. This is an outrageously uncomfortable position for black. Not for black, sorry, for white. h3, that cannot be good. Let's play bishop f2. Drill in. A really simple threat here. I'm going to take the rook, bring the other rook down for checkmate. Y'all know the deal. It's time to go. Okay, rook d1. Dude plays knight f3. It's over, buddy. He'll take back with the knight, and then we could just start harassing the knight. Yeah, of course I could make a queen here and be up a rook in the endgame, but it's simpler just to attack the knight. Attack the knight until it moves away. If he plays knight f2, I can make a queen, but then I'm sort of conceding a knight for rook. So it would be better there just to play rook d4, dominate the knight completely. Nice. 15-12, let's go. Let's get a 15-12. f4. King pawn, it's time to go. Yeah, I'm realizing now I just started with 2 black games. That's ridiculous. You gotta give me some white games. I gotta play the bird. That's what this speedrun is all about. So I've never seen knight c6, e6 before. We'll just play e4, gain full control of the center. I said it once and I'll say it again. Pretty much the natural counterpart to, or the natural follow-up to f4 is e4, assuming your opponent can't break through on the light squares easily. So pretty much like if he plays d5, of course it's going to take you a very long time then to play e4, because he's already dug into the light squares. But if he completely ignores the light squares though, if he does not fight for the center, feel free to get all your pawns to f4, e4, d4, and c4 and just try to steamroll him. Very uncomfortable position already for him. Threatening c5, threatening d5. c5 almost traps the bishop, but he has bishop a5. So what I'm thinking of doing is, let's play a3 first. I mean, a3 is a little sneaky, but We're going to play c5. Yeah, I like a3 actually. We're going to be playing for b4. Now c5 happens. If bishop a5, we can play b4. A lot of threats here. All right, so he can play bishop a7. Dude can play bishop a7. I want to play b4, but it's attacked at the moment. It means we got to keep pushing his pieces back. Let's play d5. Pushing back some new pieces. Takes, takes. Knight has to go all the way home, and then we're going to play b4. Just keep everything stable. This is a pretty wacky position, honestly. Like, I'm almost overextended here. Frankly, I am overextended. I did not manage this properly. I should not have played c5 so soon. I should have just done anything else and had a huge advantage, like knight c3. Here, if he plays d6, so b6 should not be good. There should be a problem with that. I really like I really want to play c6. The idea of c6 is I'm just walling his bishop in. Could I play d6? Yeah, let's start with d6 actually. I just need to figure out a way to get this pawn out of the way without letting him trade for the b pawn. That's most important here. The last thing we want to do is trade this pawn off. He has a really tricky decision to make on his hands. If he trades, then the bishop is just locked out. I'm going to play b5. Literally everything is locked there. If he takes there, that's like a losing mistake pretty much. Because once I get pawns firmly secured, oh, well, that's terrible then. This literally looks like one of the worst positions I've ever seen. That's no compliment coming from me. Knight f5, we could play b5, and literally this piece is locked in, this piece is locked in, this piece is locked in, this piece is locked in. That is so ugly. That is outrageously hideous. I sort of want to put this in my positional intuition course, which covers this type of situation. It's an astoundingly ugly position. His best move in this position is probably b5. I'm wondering if I should push his knight further with g4. Should I push his knight with g4? Yeah, he's going to play queen f6 soon enough. I need to play g4 first. Let's push the knight around. We're going to play b5 next, don't you worry. Just pushing the knight around. He should play knight h4, we play b5, he plays bishop b7, then we can play bishop e2. Everything is stable for the moment. Looks a bit risky, but yeah, everything is stable. Knight h6, so that should not work at all. I think I have to give up the pawn though. Yeah, to his credit, I think I have to give up the pawn because if I don't get this pawn to b5 in time, both of these pieces could eventually be freed with b5 and knight c6. The most important thing in this position, I want to play up 3 pieces pretty much. If I just achieve this move, I'm playing up 3 pieces. The win is going to be very easy. It doesn't matter. It's sort of, what is it? It's irrespective of whether or not he wins this pawn here. If he wins this pawn, but he's still playing down these 3 pieces, he's going to lose. Going to lose almost immediately. It's the magic of chess. He's going there. Let's just play h3 now. I'm going to play f5 and just break through. This is one of the last pieces that is doing close to anything here. Dude, how is he going to get these pieces out? Literally, these pieces are just completely dead. Let's play king f2. So he could take, I take, and then he checks, and then I play queen g3. He's still dead lost, though. He still has not solved these pieces. He has not solved those pieces at all. Here he's attacking the rook. We should play rook a2. He's going to take, and if I take with the queen, he lets this pawn out. And I do not want to let this pawn out, because if that pawn gets out, then eventually he can play d5 and move his knight out, and finally his rook comes out. As long as I keep these pieces here, these are completely... This is so nice, honestly. I'm definitely going to think about if I can put this in the updates to my positional intuition course, because this is an amazing example. The bird. So yeah, if he takes here, I do not want to give up this pawn. I'm just going to take back with the king. What a bananas position here. I want to play bishop b2 and have my bishop scope the whole board, you know, and flame the whole board, but at the same time, I don't want it to block my rook, and so I'll probably play rook c2 first and then bishop b2. Probably the best move on the board for him is just to give away the piece with knight c6. He's going there. Let's just play rook d2. Just playing rook d2, defending everything. I'm going to play bishop b2 next. I really want to hold on to this pawn. Maybe he was thinking I wouldn't spot that that was hanging. I'm the bird master, though. It's time to go. Whew. Yeah, this is a really nice position. A really, really nice position. He cannot do a thing. He plays f5. We just play g5. We keep everything closed. He could play knight g4 there. Takes. f6. That shouldn't be good. That shan't be good. Let's play f5. Just encroach even further. I have so much space here. I have an astounding amount of space at the moment. He plays queen e4. I'll just play knight c3. Again, I welcome the trade. Another big problem, by the way, with this whole position here is that if he ever trades this, all I need to do is put my bishop on this diagonal and I'm going to be threatening the rook. After which he's going to have to give up the knight. Look at what insulation I have. At the moment, I'm looking at all the squares on the... I'm looking at all the squares that I'm protecting on my side of the board, and I'm literally covering almost every single one of them. If we highlight them, it's all of these. Yeah, literally all of these. So not these two, but this. This is astounding. Look at this control. Dude only has like these 3 squares to choose from. All right, let's just play knight c3. Game should be over soon enough. Bishop g2 would have been even simpler, honestly. Astoundingly bad position for black here. It's really time to go. We gotta get things moving.
We're waiting.
Really looking forward to having a burger at Madero later. Madero's this great Brazilian steakhouse. They have fine burgers and smoothly cut French fries. Very delicious. I'm starving. I wasn't able to eat anything beside my bloomin' onion because I had to run home for my lesson. Yeah, my phone signal was completely out, and so I was not able to call an Uber. Really frustrating stuff. It was there. Well, we'll throw in a check. Outrageously uncomfortable position here. I have my pick of how I should win this position. I could play bishop d5 and pick up the rook. Or, I sort of want to attack this knight, though. Yeah, let's play rook e2, honestly. I think that this is the more sophisticated way to handle this. This is such an ugly position for him. This is just a disastrous position. Yeah, I think bishop d5 would have given him more hope, because then at least he just gives the knight away, but his pieces finally start getting out. While here, he probably doesn't realize the danger just yet. This is just wild that these pieces are still locked in here, so I'm just going to take. I'm going to take. Yeah, we're going to take here, throw in a check. And I do not see a single move he has in this position, pretty much. We're going to play rook e1 here. He could move the knight out finally, but he's going to have to give up a full rook. And he's going to give up the bishop later. His knight makes it out alive. That's about it. A wildly uncomfortable position here. He could play rook f8, but then I check. He takes. We're taking back. Now this is going to be mate. This is completely pure domination. All right, that was a really crazy game. He literally had no moves in this position. Wonderful game. But wait, I want to see the game review. I see no mistakes, no blunders, no inaccuracies. I definitely misplayed the opening slightly. Yeah, you see there's this brief hiccup where it goes down to 0.05. Yeah, this position, I felt that I was definitely risking it. I felt I was definitely risking it for the biscuit. He should have played d6 here. After this, that's crazy though. What is this? It's already winning here. These pieces, man. They're too wacky. All right, let's get it going. It's time to go. 25 minutes. I'll play one more game today, and then I'm going to call it quits for today in the bird speedrun. Day number 36 will be in the books shortly. E3, classic stuff. What's he gonna do here? Yeah, in general in this system, we just play bishop e5 here. If he's playing very, bishop f5 should not be good. I forget, actually. I completely forgot what to do here. I think it's b3. I really should double check this variation. Here we can play bishop a3. I remember this. We're gonna be happy to trade the bishops. And knight e5 is gonna win the pawn, probably. He just can't defend knight against knight e5. His queen is literally running out of squares. Really wild position here at the moment. I was planning on recording 2 episodes, but I'm thinking now it would be better for me to just go to Madero and then come back and keep recording. Because I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. Attack in c6. Dude has got to play bishop d7, but that's never a move you want to have to make. Yeah, that is not a move you want to make. Okay, we have several ideas here. We could drill the knight into c5, also drill the knight back from c3 to e2 and then to d4. Very tough position for him. Knight e4, we'll play d3. Knight d6, let's play knight c3. e6. I really like queen h5, honestly. Queen h5 is a super spicy move. Queen h5 threatens a lot. I want to play e4. The problem is that he might have knight takes e4 tricks, and then he's hitting my knight. There's also these things hanging. It's a little tricky. Is queen e1 the best idea? Queen e1 can't be the best idea here. I think maybe is queen h5, g6, takes, queen takes. He plays knight f7. Do we have anything there? We might have some tricks with f5, but I don't think that works. I guess we have to just be patient here. I like queen e1 a lot. Queen e1 is a nice move. We're eyeing 2 really important diagonals here. All right, I mean, let's play... Yeah, let me bring the knight into c5. This is getting so uncomfortable for him. Yeah, I need to be a little careful, actually. Castles, knight c5, bishop e8, and my knights have sort of come to a standstill. They're not able to do much there. That move I'm actually happy to see, because my bishop was actually feeling relatively superfluous by this moment. We're pushing the knight back. Let's take... Which way should we take? Both ways work, but I don't like the knight having access to the e4 square, so we're going to take this way, maintaining this d-pawn on the board. All right, I want to play knight c5. I can't do it just yet. Queen a5. So this is an idea that I really like in the bird, is that your queen often sits on a5. Because they've doubled their pawns, they can never kick your queen out with b6. But at the same time, the pawn on a6 makes sure that your queen will never be harassed by the rook. So it's just a super safe, super solid, super stable, super secure system to get the bird wins. All right, can I take on c5? Yeah, let's just take on c5. He could play knight c6. We'll just trade. I wish I had a better move here. Wait, can I take on c7? Yeah, taking on c7 is even better. Look at that. If he takes this, I take and I mate. I could easily see someone dropping this here, though. And meanwhile, if he takes this way, I just take here, and I'm going to trade, be up 2 or 3 pawns. All right, well, this just has to be the end of the game. You can't be getting away with this. We're going to take here. He'll take this. I'll take with the pawn. All right, I like this. Wait, can I take on c6? Yeah, let's take on c6. White is up so many pieces at this point. Where does he even go here? If he takes, I take, and then I'm taking. I'm taking like 10 pieces there. He could also play queen a3. Queen a3 sort of holds on, but it still doesn't. Yeah, queen a3 is the best move, though. To his credit, but I just played queen b7. I haven't lost anything. He could try queen d6. I just play knight e5. He has not gotten a single thing in that position. If I want to be really annoying, I'll play knight b8. Oh, I'm also attacking his rook. What am I talking about? He's playing rook e8. Let's play c5. Knight e7 is now a threat. I would bet he's going to take this pawn because he is being a greedy boy. We're going to play knight e7, take the rook, and yeah, the game should just be over. I'm winning so much material here. We're going to check. Check. It's really time to go. I'm going to check. Win the rook. It's over. Nice. Yeah, game's completely over there. So, okay, I am going to head over to Madero, get me a bacon cheeseburger. I will see everyone tomorrow for the bird speedrun, day number 37. Thank you all for watching, and take care. Bye-bye then.
I don't care, mate. I don't care. That second goal, mate, was amazing.